Guess what? The January 2025 Visa Bulletin is finally here. We talk about which categories move forward, which categories never change, and what to expect in the Visa Bulletin, in Visa movement in 2025. Right, friends? The January 2025 Visa Bulletin is here. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, and too much anticipation over this Visa Bulletin from a lot of our YouTube viewers, our clients. People just want to know what's going to happen in 2025. And this Visa Bulletin will give us a small indication, not too much, because we're going to find out more as the year starts, how the Visa movement will impact immigration. What we can see in this Visa Bulletin is that definitely some movement in family-based immigration, slight movement in the employment-based immigration. As you remember, in December, we've seen zero movement in employment. This one, we have some movement forward, and of course, quite a lot of movement in the family-based immigration. And I promise you, I'll go over all this so you understand exactly what to expect and what is going to happen moving forward. As we do every single month, we provide a summary on our blog. We break it down in very much detail on the blog, and I like to use that as a format to explain the Visa Bulletin in a much easier way. We've got a lot of good feedback from the viewers of the channel. They like the way we present the information on the blog and then follow with a video to cover the things that are not mentioned on the blog, view more of my opinion and my commentary. And this is something that I'm going to be doing in this video as well. So let's look at the Visa Bulletin at a glance. What's going to happen in 2025, January. So employment-based categories, dates for filing, we don't see too much movement from the previous month, but in the final action date, we've seen some movement. We'll go over it later in this video. In a glance, EB2, we see EB2 India advanced by 2 months to October 1st, 2012. EB2 China advanced by 1 month to April 22, 2020. EB2 all the other countries advanced by 2 weeks to April 1st, 2023. Like I said, not too much movement in the EB2, but there is some movement. Again, previous month, we've seen zero movement. The indication is that February and March, we're going to see an increase in visa numbers, and hopefully the Visa Bulletin will show us more movement in the EB2 category. The EB3 category, which a lot of you are waiting for, we've seen an advance of 3 weeks for India to December 1st, 2012. EB3 China advanced by 2 months to June 1st, 2020. And EB3, all other countries advanced by 2 weeks. Again, very disappointing for the EB3 category, but it wasn't unexpected. And I mentioned to you last time when I made the video about the EB3 category, specifically on the Visa Bulletin, I did tell you that I don't think you're going to see any movement until March of 2025. EB3 other workers, finally we see some movement, 3 weeks to India, December 1st, 2012, and China, except from China, all other countries advanced by 1 week, December 8th, 2020. Again, I will do a separate video just on EB3 other workers because many of you are complaining that I'm not covering this category, and you're right, and I will put this in my notes to make a video just on this category. Please remember that you're not going to see any movement until at least spring of 2025 because of the large volume of applications that were filed in the past few years. There is not enough visas to support this. Now, let's jump in family-based categories at a glance just to get an idea of what to expect, and I'm going to break it down further in this video. A final action date movement advanced. This is the highlight. F1, unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. Philippines advanced by 1 week to March 8, 2012. F1, India and China and the rest of the world advanced by 1 month to November 22nd, 2015. I told you last time when we had the video about the Visa Bulletin, I don't think there's going to be any movement in F1 in January, and I was wrong, but there was only 1 month movement, which is better than nothing, right? F2A, spouses of children and permanent residents. F2A, Mexico will advance by 1 month to May 15, 2021. F2B, the rest of the world is pretty much not moving anywhere. F2B, unmarried sons and daughters. F2B, India, China, and the rest of the world will advance by 3 weeks to May 22nd, 2016. F3, married sons and daughters of citizens. F3, Mexico will advance by 1 month to November 22, 2000. F3 Philippines will advance by 2 months to November 8, 2002. F3 all other countries 2 months and 16 days to July 1st, 2010. Again, I didn't think there's going to be any movement in January, but I was wrong. 2 months is better than nothing, right? F4 brothers and sisters of US citizens. F4 Philippines 3 months to May 1st, 2004. F4 India will advance by 1 month to April 8, 2006. The rest of the world is not moving at all. The dates of filing advancement in family-based, we've seen very few movement there. F2B Mexico will advance by 3 months to October 1st, 2006. F3 India and China will advance by 3 months to July 22nd, 2012. I mean, I know 3 months doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot when it comes to the visa bulletin. And specifically for F3 category, you will see further movement in February and a big movement in March. And mark my words for this, you'll see that it's going to happen. F4 dates for filing will advance by 5 months to January 1st, and F4 India will advance by 2 weeks to August 15, 2006. So let's dive into the actual categories. I broke down the charts in our summary to make it less confusing. Whatever is highlighted in red in my chart means that's an advancement for you guys. Before we move forward with explaining the chart, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you. Remember, we make these videos every single week, so if you don't subscribe, you're going to miss a lot of our videos. And also, if you need help with your immigration matters, the year is coming to an end and you need to take action on your immigration matter, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com. Leave your details there and one of our team members will contact you ASAP. So let's look at the chart. You can see that in the chart that we are looking at right now, we are looking at final action date. That's the usual chart that I always look. And you can see that EB2, we see a movement for the rest of the world. For EB2 category moved to April 1st, 2023. China moved to April 22nd, 20. India, October 1st, 2012. Mexico, April 1st, 2023. And the Philippines, April 1st, 2023. This is a movement from the previous month, as I mentioned to you. Also for EB3, there's a movement for regular EB3 for December 1st, 2022. Then we have China, this June 1st, 20. Then India, December 1st, 2012, Mexico, December 1st, 2022, and the Philippines, December 1st, 2022. And a slight movement in the other workers, December 8th, 20, and India, December 1st, 2012, Mexico, December 8th, 2020, and the Philippines, December 8th, 2020. And as I mentioned to you before, you will see a very slight movement for other workers. If you are in other workers and there is a way for you to move your EB3 to skilled, I would do it. I would file a whole brand new application now so you get ahead of the game, because other workers EB3 is going to be a very bad year in 2025. This is just kind of how I see it. Dates for filing for employment based, no change from the previous month. And you'll see the same thing happening in the February visa bulletin. It's going to be the same, no movement until probably spring of 2025. Let's jump into final action dates, family based categories. A lot of you are sending me messages about this, and the way we put this in the chart, it's just easier to see. If you look at F1, rest of the world moved to November 22nd, 2015. This is a movement of 1 week to the Philippines to March 8th, 2012. And all countries, rest of the world is a 1 month movement to November 22nd, 2015. If you look at F2B, the rest of the world is May 22nd. It's 3 weeks forward to May 22nd, 2016. And another movement which is clear is F3 category, Mexico 1 month to November 22nd, 2000. You can see again in the chart, I clearly highlighted for you in red. If you look at the actual chart in the visa bulletin on the website of the State Department, it's hard for you to see the movement, which categories move forward. And that's why we always like to highlight the chart for you. The link to the blog where I'm actually looking at, we finished the summary yesterday. I'm recording this video today on December 10th. As soon as the visa bulletin comes out, we are trying to be the first to not only summarize this for you in writing, but also to come up with these videos to give you a clear understanding of what's going to happen. F3 category, you're looking at movement of 1 month, 16 days to July 1st, 2010, and a big movement here in the Philippines to November 8th, 2002. F4 category, we see a movement in India to April 8, 2006 and May 1st, 2004 to the Philippines. Now, once again, the reason why you can see that there's a more movement in the family-based categories while it's not drastic is because the National Visa Center, and I'm going to make a separate video coming up probably in the next few days by the end of the week about the National Visa Center, the changes that are happening there, things for you to be aware of, how to move cases from one post to the other. One of the things that are happening in the National Visa Center is that they onboarded more contractors. There's only about 7 to 8 government employees that are working in National Visa Center, but over 700 contractors processing your cases. And guess what? more contractors were added and they are helping move cases along to schedule more interviews, which means that visa categories will become available more in the beginning of the year as they clear the backlog and they're able to actually take on capacity, because it's all a matter of supply and demand. The more people apply for visas, the less availability they have. It's going to take a while for them to clear the backlog and push the process. So more processing in MVC, more embassies are able to take on cases, more visa availabilities will become available after the spring of 2025. And you will see that little trend is already happening now if you read this visa bulletin. This is what I'm interpreting by looking at this. The dates for filing, we don't see too much movement here. You can see Mexico F2B category movement to October 1st, 2006. This is a 3 months movement, which is quite significant in terms of visa bulletin. We can see also F3, rest of the world, July 22nd, 2012. This is 3 months as well for the rest of the world, which is nice because these are categories that are usually behind. And I'm telling you, by the time we are done with the February visa bulletin, as we head into March, you will see more movement. Many of you are going to start getting more interviews scheduled because while the new administration is going to come into power, they will put some delays in terms of admin processing. So if you're ready to push your case forward, now is the time to do it. Try to follow up with your embassy, try to follow up with MVC, move your case to a different post if you're stuck. Whatever it takes, do it now before the first part of next year where you're going to see more delays coming at the embassy. So again, no movement for employment based on dates of filing. Final action dates, very slight movements on employment based. You will see that in this case, significant advancement in family based category. Three months, 3.5 months is big. And on the dates for filing and final action dates. And so I think that, if I have to summarize this visa bulletin, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's an indication that more things are happening, more movement is going to happen, both on NVC and on the embassies. And for you guys that are looking right now at your immigration levels, look at the stage where if you're at USCIS, do your best to submit all the documents to avoid requests for evidence. If you're going to the National Visa Center, submit all the documents as soon as possible. Become documentary complete as soon as possible because you don't want to create delays in your files. And if you're looking to start your case, if your case is ready to go, file it now. Take some action. Work with us. Work with your attorneys. If you need help with your immigration matter, like I said, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationsap.com. Let's start moving on your case. If your case is stuck, let's sue them. Let's get a hold of your case before the new administration takes place. We want to make sure we have a control of the file. We know what to do, and you are feeling empowered because you're taking action with your case. As always, I'm here for you. I'll see you in our next video, and let's hope for better 2025 with our immigration cases. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.